What is going on, everybody? Hello, welcome in. I'm going to go live. Hello, welcome in to the March REA Encore Auction. We've got some awesome lots to get to show off for everybody. I am now live on YouTube. I'm just sharing this stream out with a few people. We are going to get started here in just a second. I'm going to flip the camera over to myself just to say hello to everyone as people join in. Would love to, if you guys want the best viewing experience, I would tell you to watch this on YouTube on our regular live show. Our Sunday night show is going to be back here on TikTok at 8. But if you want the best viewing experience to be able to see the screen clearly, I always recommend watching on YouTube for this. But if you're happy just watching on TikTok, that's cool too. But I just wanted to give everyone that update right at the top of the show. Typically, the YouTube always works the best. And of course, you can play it back and watch it at any time. But for all those that are watching, please drop a comment. Let me know who's watching. Say hi. I would love to hear any comments, feedback, thoughts on cards that I'm showing tonight. Your comments, questions, everything is in play. I'm super excited to see the comments. John, what's up, John? Good to see you. This is a very interactive show. As you guys know, I run this just like our Sunday live shows. Rob Ortiz, thank you very much for the follow. Vintage Mike, thank you for joining. The REA team also is in the chat often in these shows, and anytime there's questions, I can answer them. Maybe the REA team themselves can answer them. So please, I would love the chat to be super active tonight. This show goes from 7:30 to 8, and then we are going to restart it. And then I'm going to say hello to the YouTube crowd. As hopefully we get some people to join in over on YouTube as well. Any Satchel Paige, Illinois wins the Big Ten title, says Robin. Very cool. I'm a Big Ten alum. The legend you are, my friend. Big time card collector. Thank you. There is some Satchel Paige in this REA auction. I will actually search Satchel Paige as we get going. So I'm going to flip the screen here and we can jump right into it. So this is the third auction of the year, the Encore auction. Next month is the big REA auction. Ozzie Smith. Yes, there should be some Ozzie Smith. So one of the cool things, I'm going to go through some featured lots. What is up, Blake? But you can use this search function. So I'm always searching this stuff here. But if you guys have a specific player like Satchel Paige, I've searched him plenty of times. You could search him, and then these are all the Satchel Paige cards that are up this month on the auction. Man, I love this card. This is a beauty. This is the 1949 Bowman Satchel Paige card. This is a card I will eventually get in my PC. Here's a pretty nice example of the SGC one. You can see it's got an indent right there on the top, and the color's faded. But I'll tell you what, as far as ones go, they could be a lot worse, right? I definitely think, there are plenty of worse ones to be. Here's another 49 Bowman, Larry Doby. But anyway, you can use the search function in this to be able to pick up cool cards. And then Ozzie Smith's another one that somebody dropped. I'm going to search Ozzie Smith, the Wizard, for you as well. Look at this. We got some Ozzie Smith stuff here. 3 lots. We've got an 81 unopened CeeLo pack with Ozzie Smith on top. That's pretty cool. Unopened wax. We've got an Ozzie Smith signed World Series ball. That's very cool. And then the 2011-2012 Legends PSA collection that includes Ozzie Smith. And look at the prices on these right now. $30, $25, $20 for an unopened CeeLo pack with him on top. Fred says, will be reporting stream. Okay, that is Fred. Can you not do that? Could you just let me know what is upsetting you about the stream? I'm sponsored here with REA, highlighting their Encore auction. No, why did you do that? Why would you do that? Okay. Man, I wish you could have just let me know whatever you needed. Would have been happy to help you, Fred. That's tough. Well, guys, let's hope. Oh, geez. That's Fred. I appreciate it, man, that you're kidding. But man, please do not do that again. That scared me a good bit. Let's get back into the show, guys. Let me know if there's any other guys any other cards or players that you guys want to see. But I have a couple of featured bids that I would love to go through here. So some of the big auction lots right off the top, 1 through 9. So yes, Preston, I actually have a bid on a 54 Brinks. Yeah. So the lot number one, this card, when you first see it, you might think, I'm curious to know if the chat agrees with me. When you see this card design, what is the card design you immediately think of? For me, this to me immediately looked like a T3, a turkey red cabinet card. However, it is not that. This is much more rare. This is a Wagner T3 this is a 1911 Sport Life Honest Wagner. It is a cabinet card, but it is not the turkey red. The Sporting Life is actually far, far more rare. The population is much lower on these. And of course, Wagner always draws a huge name to it. So this is a really cool piece. This is the number one lot. The current bid's at 4,600. For those that really like that pre-war stuff, that rare low pop stuff, that's going to be fun to watch. The unit, lot number two, this is, if I were to go into a mid-grade Gaudi card from this era, a lot of people don't recognize the difference here. They see this, they think 1933 Gaudi, right? However, that is not the case. This is a 1933 worldwide gum card. Several 54 banks ranging from 1.5 to 5.5. Yes, I'm actually going to show off. I actually already have a bid in on one of the Ernie Banks cards. It is really nice. And guys, I always appreciate, especially throughout the show, if there are cards that you guys dropped bids on or are following, drop a comment. I love to interact with you guys. I'm going to show you guys the stuff that I actually already have bids in that I'm looking at. And, we can kind of riff on that for a few minutes if you guys are interested in seeing that. Love getting to see what you guys pull out of these auctions. It's a lot of fun. But guys, this is kind of a little unknown secret to many. We got a 67 and a 9. There we go. The 33 worldwide gum is the Canadian variation of the 33 Gaudis. So the 33 Gaudi is the American version of the 33 Gaudis. But the worldwide gum is the Canadian. And here's the back. You can see really nice clear print, really sharp corners for a 33 Gaudi. This card is in excellent, excellent condition, a PSA 6. Now, the thing is about worldwide gum, these cards are way more rare than the US version, way more rare. However, historically, they have not gone for the premium that the Gaudis have gone for. These have actually gone at a discount to the US versions of these, the 33 Gaudi. So that's going to be really interesting to watch. This isn't a PSA 6. It's a great card. And the current bid is $92.50. I'm really interested to watch this. I think that is a great area of growth in the coming years as the hobby kind of recognize some of these lower pop versions of Hall of Fame's cards. Now, Robert Edward Auctions has had a couple of these cards over the last several months. They've done a phenomenal job of marketing this card, bringing this card to light. And I think that has probably caused a number of different collectors to come out and consider selling them just because as they've started to gain more prominence. This is the 1910, 1911 Sporting Life Honest Wagner. Now on the card, it says Hans Wagner. Here's the back. You can see this, the back is slightly different than the last month's Wagner that they had. But man, I love the backs of these Sporting Life cards. Super cool to get to see. Again, these cards were used to help market the Sporting M116 Sporting Life. Check this out. All the news all the time about the players in the leagues from Maine to California. Read the Sporting Life. 5 cents a copy back in the day. So this was a card that was kind of sold with that. And again, to help market it. This is a really cool card. The current bid's at $52.50. We're just getting going on this. It's an SGC 6. If you guys saw it, I zoomed in on this just so you guys can see how sharp these corners are as well. If this was centered, this could potentially have hit on an 8, even higher. I mean, the color and the centering is phenomenal on that. So those are the first 3 lots. I'm actually going to go in order here, 1 through 9, and then I'm going to show off some of those Ernie Banks cards that Preston and I were talking about. And then I'd love to go back and forth with you guys if there's any Hall of Famers that you guys would like me to search in here, any of the cards or collect, specific sets that you guys collect are in here that you would like to see. I would be more than happy to bring it up. I think it would be kind of a fun game for us to play in terms of, do they have this card or this set or this player? So this is a bat on shoulder tie cob. Now, typically we talk about his portraits. This is a Tolstoy back. So this is a tough back, and it's a higher grade T206. Again, really good quality. Here's the color. Nice centering, Cobb, very legible on the bottom. This is the moneymaker, though, the Tolstoy back. There's a couple of rare backs I'm going to show off here on the live show tonight. One of the ones that I'd love to show you guys, stick around for, we're going to have it in a little bit, is a very rare Cy Young Hindu back. And I want to say it's the most undergraded PSA 1 I've ever seen. So I'm excited to show off that. The current bid for that Cobb was $14,000. So if we go into the next one here, this is a 48 leaf Jackie Robinson. Now, I have always been critical of the 48 leaf Robinson. I typically like the 49 and the 50 Jackie Robinson cards better. There's other variations of his rookie card. However, I have two things to say about this specific example. One, the card presents phenomenally well because of the color. Look at how vibrant the blue and the yellow is. It does kind of give me, second thoughts. I've always historically been unsure of how to view this card. I love this example of it. If I were to own a 48 leaf Jackie, this would be the one. It's centered. The color is vibrant. And truth be told, this is Jackie Robinson's flagship rookie card. When you think of what Jackie Robinson's rookie card is, this is it. The 48 leaf is it. And then check out the back here too, guys. Really clear, crisp. I love, this is just a great example overall of the card. So for anybody that's been chasing a Jackie Robinson, I've never had one of these cards. I've never owned one, never had it on the show. It's in a 3.5 grade, really, really nice color. Current bid is at $9,250. Now I was actually doing some research on this next lot before the show started tonight. This is a 1976 Reggie Jackson when he was on the Athletics. It's in a PSA 10, guys. And I'm curious to know if anybody would want to guess what the pop is on a card from 1976 with a PSA 10 pop. Now, for most of us here, we're all vintage collectors. We know how hard it is to get a high grade on a bunch of older cards. But IF Cat says pop 1. It's a little more than a pop 1, but you don't see PSA Gem Mint 10s very often. The pop on this is actually 11. So add 10 more to IF Katz's guess, and he's spot on. ADG says pop 6. Yeah, you just never know. For a set collector that grades these and collects these in high grade, despite being pictured on the A's, he actually spent the 1976 season with the Orioles. Awesome fact. I love that. Yeah, you can see he's got the all-star outfield. It shows A's on the bottom, that old school yellow A's uniform, his classic sunglasses. It's a cool pose. It's a great card. And literally there is not a single flaw on it. So this is truly a perfect card. And the pop is 11 on these. So for any high grade collector, these come around once and they don't come around again. So pretty cool. And he was on the Yankees by the 77th season. And then history was made. Yes, he would later go on to become Mr. October. Absolutely. A couple of really fun cards here coming up. Check this out, guys. This is a PSA 9 of Larry Bird's rookie, Julius Erving and Magic Johnson. I just want to show off just how perfect looking this card is. I mean, I got to think the corners graded a perfect 10. This card is very, very difficult to get 10 because of the perforated edges. One of the final cards of Reggie on the A's. Very cool. But this cardboard, the material that this card was used on just wasn't like typical. Yes, fitting card for Selection Sunday. I saw we're located in Jersey here. The Robert Edward Auctions team and myself are located in New Jersey. I was pulling for Seton Hall to get in. I know Brian and PJ both are Seton Hall alum. I can't believe they didn't get in. They had a great record in the Big East, kind of a heartbreaker. But yeah, Selection Sunday. Happy Selection Sunday to all involved. Big Pal Sports, thank you for the follow. But anyway, the 1980 Bird Magic. This is already at 9,500 PSA 9. This is a beautiful card. I actually have one of these on my live show tonight in a PSA 5 on the Bonkers Card Show, and I love that card. The fact that I don't know if that's a good year for him. All these cards would look way better in a tuxedo. Interesting. We've got some SGC fans out there, even after the PSA acquisition. I have an Upper Deck 92 SP3 Deion Sanders, PSA 10, kind of a low pop. Very cool. Yeah, man, the low pop stuff always plays with collectors. Now, This would definitely be a low pop card in terms of the condition, because not many cards in the 19th century can get an excellent to mint condition grade. This is a John Clarkson PSA 6 Allen and Ginter. The Allen and Ginter set was printed in 1888, and you can actually check out the back. What makes this awesome, how clear and legible, okay, the writing is on the back. This is unbelievable to see. 1888, and you can read every player on the back. Now, Allen and Ginter, what's also cool is they weren't just baseball players on the back. We've got rifle shooters, billiards players, pool players. I'm not sure even how to pronounce what that word is. You've got baseball players, oarsmen, really cool set, and then the wrestlers here. I have yet to own one of these Allen and Ginter cards. I think they're awesome. I'd love to get one. The current bid is $2,600 on that. And right next to it, we have a PSA 5 of John Ward. Check this card out here, guys. Man, look at that mustache. Can't beat some of these mustaches from back in the day. And let me show you guys the back on this one. Again, super clear, legible. These were, again, cigarette cards, Allen and Ginter, pre-1900. Just incredible pieces of history here to be able to get to see. Now, I'm very excited to show you guys some of these T206 cards. I'm going to jump real quick to this Cy Young. This is an SGC 3.5. This is a sweet cap back, so this is a more common back, okay? And here you go, sweet cap back. Nice looking card. Now, this is of him throwing. I typically prefer his portrait, but this is a really nice example of the card. Very clear. Registration's good, and the color pops. Now, look at this card, guys. This card is a PSA 1. I've put 20 bids in so far, J. Chez says. Awesome, man. Mostly on the 1909s. Yes, the T206s are a lot of fun. This era, especially. REA does a phenomenal job at sourcing these pre-war T206 cigarette cards. These are not easy cards to locate and find. Now, their auctions tend to always have a really strong selection of pre-war vintage. This Cy Young, though, again, this got a PSA 1. This is a Hindu back. Look at the color. Now, obviously, you'll see a crease right here. I'm not denying that it's creased. But what are we talking about here? Whoever graded this card, I would really push back on this being a PSA 1. Now, this will definitely not go for where typical PSA 1s go for, because the premium on this eye appeal is so strong. I really genuinely can't believe this got a 1. Even look at the back. Okay. Look at the back. So whoever purchases this card, the right move would be, as soon as you win it from REA, you would get this resubmitted. I would certainly cross this over to SGC, or potentially even crack it out and resubmit to PSA, because I just couldn't believe it when I saw this, that was the bid. Now, Hindu is a rare back in its own right. The current bid's $3,500. This is going to be a really interesting card to watch, because, again, collectors are going to put a lot of premium on the eye appeal for that card. So very cool there. So that was the first. We were through the first 10 lots. I want to jump now. There's a couple of the T206 cards here that I'd be happy to jump onto if we have the time. There's a Ty Cobb red background, nice portrait in lot 16, another Wagner there. But I want to jump to lot number 20, because this set is another one of those iconic sets. This is the 1914 E145 Cracker Jack. Now, this is an old school BVG 7 slab. The card presents extremely well. Color and corners are a big deal. Very, very strong. Registration's great. So this is the Eddie Collins card in a BVG 7. And now the lot next to him is lot 21. And this is Hughie Jennings. This is in a BVG 7 as well. You just don't see the cards from this set have this type of clarity, color, registration, centering. The red always popped. I always love red baseball cards and yellow baseball cards. Like, they really, yeah, those reds are very nice. Exactly. Garage Goose, great comment there. I completely agree. The red really pops. Something to call out here as well. We do have a BVG 7 of Jennings from the same lot here. Actually, nope, I already just called that out. Sorry. Some of my notes are overlaid. So I want to go to lot number 23. Let me see if I can jump back here. Perfect. Two really interesting. I'm actually going to do all three of these in a row here because these are lesser known and appreciated Babe Ruth cards. Now, this is a strip card, W5191 Babe Ruth. You can see here the strip cards. This is very typical to see them cut kind of like that, kind of torn off. But what I like about this is that it doesn't interfere with his name. It doesn't interfere with the image. The registration's good. This is a pretty well presenting card. The current bid's at 2,800, which reflects that. It's a blank back. But I really like this card, the 1920 W519. Now, this is a very rare Babe Ruth card. There's a couple of guys I know in our community here that I wouldn't be shocked if they threw bids on this, just because I know guys who love the oddball stuff, the rare stuff, the difficult stuff to find. This is awesome. So this is a 1921 Shapiro Bros candy. This is the partial box that the candy was in. I've seen this card at shows a bunch of times, right? The Babe Ruth image of him on the ball. That's not what's rare. It's this piece here. Candy and toy, privilege of examining before purchasing. Write your name and address plainly when you mail the pictures. This, very, very rare. It gets a SGC authentic, but I just really think the complexity of this is going to drive a lot of interest. Let's see here. 277 views on this. Really cool descriptions in all these lots, guys, if you want to check these out. The REA team does an excellent job with some of the descriptions you'll see below here. I want to pop out now and go right into the next lot, lot number 24, 1921 W51621 Babe Ruth SGC Authentic. You guys might recognize this set specifically. We've sold a couple. Your live is not eligible. Maybe promoting a brand. Okay. Alrighty. I just had a pop-up, but can I get a couple comments real quick in the chat just to make sure, some thumbs up, you guys can hear me clearly? Would minimum size mean not trimmed? It doesn't always mean trimmed. It means it could have, if they felt 100% confident in trim, they would say trimmed. All good. Thumbs up. Thank you, guys. It could be that literally it just doesn't meet the typical standards of what these cards were printed at. So you'll see here a rounded corner. You'll see here rounded corner. So this is affecting the minimum size requirement, but it wasn't trimmed. Sometimes these will get numerically graded. Sometimes they won't. Just depends. And again, the backs on these are blank. So let's go on to the next lot here. Lot number 26 is one I wanted to show off. Really unique W560 Lou Gehrig SGC3. Kind of a cool playing card look to this card, the Lou Gehrig 1927. This predates his 33 Gaudy, which many consider to be his rookie card. So to see, yes, hand cut, yep. This predates it, which is pretty cool. You don't typically see that. This is in an SGC3 grade for this era. This is very good to see anything pre-war in that condition. You could still very clearly see the legible Lou Gehrig New York Yankees right there, which I personally put a lot of weight into, and I know collectors like to do that as well. Now I'm going to jump to lot number 28. Again, just to call out for any Lou Gehrig collectors too, you will see a very nice 34 Gaudy. I always love this one because it says Lou Gehrig, says right on the bottom. Check this out here. 1935, number 26, Babe Ruth PSA 2. Now, another kind of unique piece, right? This is not your typical 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth that you really recognize the image right away. These are some of the more rare, obscure variations of these cards that are super fun to get to see. So this is the Shooter Johnson 1935 Babe Ruth. It's in a PSA 2 condition. This featured 2 cards of Babe Ruth. I just want to take a look at this description here that you guys can be able to see. Check out the back. Really cool. It features Babe Ruth's advice. So basically Major League Baseball, some hitting advice. And you can actually read some of the tips right here on the back that Babe Ruth gave. Really cool piece of baseball history. And the current bid on that is $625. I myself know that this is going to go for more, but I'm happy to put a bid in this. I love stuff like this. So I'm actually going to place a bid at $700 and just see how you guys work. Once you make an account, just place the bid. See, yep, confirm bid, and it should come up. I've been outbid. So that means that somebody had an automatic bid that was already above mine. So I'll bump that to 800 and just see if I can get the new bid on that. I really like that. That's a really cool card. And okay, I was outbid. So somebody really likes this card. So they're gonna probably take me to school. So I'll jump back for a little bit. But that is how you place bids. And I'll show you guys my bids in a minute here. I got a couple more lots I wanted to touch on. We've got about 5 minutes left, and I want to hit a couple more. So talking about cards that predate rookies, here's a 1947 Jackie Robinson picture pack. And this picture pack actually predates his 48 Leaf. This is from 1947. I really like this. Some of this original photography photo packs and stuff of that nature. These are super hot in the market right now. I'd love to throw a bid on this, just be in it. Just so you guys know how this works. Oh my God. All right. A lot of people like my stuff. You need to place a bid before the auction ends, which will be next Sunday night before 9 p.m. And then that's when extended bidding will start, and you can continue to bid through the night until the bidding ends. So you need to place bids to be in it to win it. Super cool there. Guys, we've got 2 Bowman Mickey Mantle rookie cards, 32 and 33. Love those cards. Here's a card that I actually do have a bid in on. This is I'm going to show this in a minute, but I want to show off. There are 2 53 Mantles, PSA 3 and 4. I've had a couple of these on the show recently, so for anybody that wants to get in on those, you can jump in on those. Here is a beautiful SGC 5, so this would be great for my 54 top set. Hank Aaron. And yes, I am the current high bidder on this. The color and registration really pop on this card. I really like it. I have been waiting to upgrade my Hank for a while. We are getting there. We're closer. Current bid $2,200 by yours truly. So stay tuned. We'll see where I'm at on Sunday night on it. 1961, the lot number 37. This is a Mickey Mantle Scoops card. He hits this longest home run. This is in a PSA 10, a 1960s card to be at a PSA 10. Not very typical to see either. This would definitely be a lower pop card. For a 61 card, I'd even throw. Let me see if I can get it at 500 just to see. I want you guys to see me win a bid here, just to be top bidder. Yeah. All right, I'm the high bidder on that Mantle now. Very cool. And there's that Ernie Banks that the REA team was talking about earlier. Here's a PSA 9 of the 67 Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. I was actually in Chicago this weekend. I saw the Ernie Banks statue out there. Super cool. Current bid on that's already at $1,050. Right next to the Ernie is the Don Mattingly. This is a PSA 10 Gem Mint rookie. This is already at $1,100. So, super nice card here. Yeah, Chaz, super nice card. Love to see Donnie baseball on a perfect PSA 10 grade. And then finally, guys, I really wanted to highlight lot number 43 just to show off that there are other sports other than just baseball in these lots. We have the GOAT, Tom Brady's rookie card, 2000 Bowman Chrome, Tom Brady rookie. This is a Beckett 9.5. It has 3 different 9.5 grades across centering edges, corners, and then a 9 on the surface, making this card very, very desirable. I know Beckett had flirted in the past with the idea of making any 3 9.5 graded cards be able to resub into 10, and they ended up walking that back last summer. So if you're interested in Beckett, the 9.5 is really like the standard for other companies' 10 grades. So something to keep a note of. And there's the Brady. So yeah, guys, this show, again, we're winding this down, ends at 8 o'clock. I wanted to allow for 1 or 2 searches, though. If you guys would like me to search anything, I'll show you guys where my bids are in. So didn't hit on the Babe Ruth bid or the Jackie Robinson, but I am the high bidder on that Hank Aaron, that Mickey Mantle. And then here's that Ernie Banks, Preston, that I'm also the high bidder on right now. 575 for this. It's a 5.5. Look at the sharpness of this card. I love it. The Banks cards, though, it's always a little tight on the top, but man, I am a big fan of this one. So we'll see if I'm in it to win it down the line next week. You guys can tune in and watch. Chaz says it's going to go way higher. Definitely think it'll go higher, but I wanted to get my bid in so I could be a part of extended bidding next week. So I'm excited about that. Does anybody want me to search their favorite card, player set, or anything while I have you guys here? If not, all good. And again, we will be live again next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, to highlight the auction coverage, see updates on where some of these cards are at. Lou Brock, here we go. Check it out. Chaz says Lou Brock. We got a couple of Lou Brock. So we've got a PSA 2.5 of his rookie, a PSA 8 from 1963. A 1964 coin. We've got a 1969 coin, 68 in the PSA 9. Look at this, a 67 SGC 8 for $40 right now. Lots of Lou Brock. So very cool stuff to jump onto. Wow, look at this. Plenty of Lou Brock. We got a page full. And B says, I know there's going to be a lot of Roberto Clemente. I will do a search for Roberto Clemente now as well, just so you guys can see all the different Roberto Clemente cards that you guys can jump on. Really cool. Don't be mad at me if I bid you out on the Hank rookie. Yeah. Hey, man, it's all fair game. I want to make sure that you guys can see everything available in these auctions. I hope you guys have been enjoying these shows. And thank you very much to those watching on YouTube. We kept a big audience strong the whole time here on TikTok, which is awesome to see. Appreciate everybody for watching, all the comments and everything. So what we are going to do now is I'm going to end this show. I'm going to restart it for our Sunday night live show. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you to the Robert Edward Auctions team for joining, answering questions as always. Thank you for putting on these incredible auctions, and we will see you guys next week. But man, had an absolute blast. Don't move anywhere. Stay where you guys are. I've got some awesome cards ready to go for tonight. So thanks, guys. We'll be back in a second. Bye. Big time card collector, thank you. There is some Satchel Paige in, there are plenty of worse ones to be. Here's another 49 Bowman Larry Doby. But anyway, you can use the search function in this to be able to pick up cool cards. And then Ozzie Smith's another one that somebody dropped. I'm going to search Ozzie Smith, the Wizard, for you as well. Look at this. We got some Ozzie Smith stuff here. 3 lots. We've gotten 81, There are plenty of worse ones to be. Here's another 49 Bowman Larry Doby. But anyway, you can use the search function in this to be able to pick up cool cards. And then Ozzie Smith's another one that somebody dropped. I'm going to search Ozzie Smith, the Wizard, for you as well. Look at this. We got some Ozzie Smith stuff here. 3 lots. We've gotten 81 unopened CeeLo pack. $20 for an unopened CeeLo pack with him on top. For $20 for an unopened CeeLo pack with him on top.
An unopened CeeLo pack with Ozzie Smith. Yeah, can you do 800?
And I'm bad with this, I'm gonna be honest.